So hello everybody, we are GRAU. My name is Andrej, Olah, and this is Filip Marčák.
Hi.
And this is our team. We are 5 of us right now, but we collaborate with more people when it's necessary for some competitions. And this lecture or this presentation, we called it People, Spaces, Images, because we are going to touch these topics. And as well, we're going to talk about context.
Well, for us, it's really important to present our work with maybe different types of visual art, as we can say, because we believe that architecture is functional art, and with this type of sketches or drawings or collage or whatever it is, we believe it's the best way how to maybe show the most important part of the project, or maybe the most important visual atmosphere of it.
On purpose, we are trying to avoid basically visualizations. Okay, so we are using them, but we are trying to avoid them as much as possible, because we believe that that when you have like really concrete realistic image, then basically it's more about the materials, about the light, and about all the surfaces, and you don't focus on the concept of the project. So this is what we are trying to show with this kind of images or collages which we are using. Sometimes different techniques, but it's more about the way of presenting the space which is behind. So maybe the most important or one of the most important topics which we work in our office is context. So we work in context, with context, and we're going to show you this on basically 5 projects, which are completely different scales, different field or different concept. But basically in all of this we work with context. The first project is called Pool Flat, or we are calling it Fake Pool Flat, because it was a former pool in a family house. The house was built in 90s, so it's a bit bizarre shape. This is the former state of the floor, and our friend Katarina called us that they are not using this space anymore, and she wants to turn it into a flat for living. So first time we were a little bit surprised, like, or we were talking about like how we can turn this somehow into a flat. But on the other hand, it's in a really nice place in the city. It's in the garden basically, so you have direct access to the garden. So we somehow turned it over, but we kept a small part of the swimming pool in the living area basically, so you can have a different perspective maybe from the space, and as well it somehow resembles that former it was a swimming pool. Basically we divided the space with only a few elements which are inserted into the space, and the rest is just like free flow space basically between all the elements. So the elements are dividing the space into different zones. The rooms, bedrooms are really functional, only really only for sleeping, and that's it. And the rest of the area is dedicated to this living zone, which somehow connects to the garden and the spaces in surroundings. All the elements are somehow unique with the materiality, with the shape, and one of the most important is this blue column basically, which is holding the whole floor, which was there before, and we somehow basically make it more visible in the space that the whole floor stands on, basically. And this actual state, the flat is not fully finished yet, so this is kind of opening party, but we are still missing some elements in space which are gonna fill it and divide it into the zones.
Next project is house for our friend Martin. It's basically a really small house in a shape, but also with square meters. It's located more or less outside of a city. It's small village or gardening plots or something like that. And the site is typical in shape. It's really long and narrow, but slopey. So we were thinking how to connect this house of their need to this site. So since they really love to live also outside, it means they enjoy the garden and the rest of the garden. We made a small house like the shape of the site, and we put the kitchen and living room on the first floor, connected with exterior or with the garden, and the other functions on the second floor. The structure of the house is from wood, and we also used wood outside, and it's a typical
Japanese technique.
yeah, Japanese technique of burning wood. What means that the wood made itself a preservation layer, and
basically it's more durable to weather conditions, and it gets this kind of darkish brown color on the house. The house is still in process basically, so we are still missing the garden surroundings, but it's really kind of a cottage house which resembles more to the cottage, but it's basically it's used for full-time living for a small developing family. Okay, so the next project which we are gonna show you is a bit different. We were invited to workshop in Těšín, which is a city near Czech and Polish border. The city is divided into basically two cities, but it works as one city. We did this project on the Czech side near the river. There is a dog playground which is dedicated only for dogs, and this was an international workshops which we did with students, and the assignment was to design basically dog playground. And when we were thinking about this project, we came out with this idea that we are not gonna put only some obstacles for the dogs to play, but we came with this idea of a functional monument. So it's kind of statue which which is placed next to the river, uh, and it's somehow functional. But on the other hand, it has as well this aesthetic value or this aesthetic function, and uh, then later, when we talk about it, we came with this second idea or second concept, which is based on functional ornaments. We kind of went through this idea of ornaments in architecture, and in this case, basically we used most of them we used as a structural elements, so they are supporting the whole structure, and then all the leftovers we basically used as decoration on top. So it's kind of mixture of functional and aesthetic elements put on structure. This is one of the users. She seems very happy.
Very first one.
So next project, it's called Langosh Bar.
It's, let's say, small in a scale, but really it has huge impact in the location of a square where a lot of, let's say, hipsters are gathering and meeting, and this small, very small bistro, it's a part of a market building, and
basically it was a really tiny place, and we just really used the empty space. We put inside a box made of white tiles, which you can see more here, and it's really simple small intervention, because it's just the kitchen and bar basically. So
it works in a day. It's a langosh bar, or let's say they frying langosh for as a meal, and in the evening it works more or less like a bar.
Yeah, so we basically call it Jekyll and Hyde, because during the day it's like super clean, super tidy, and in the evening it really turns over, and there's a huge party around it, and it really works very well with this square. So it's as well kind of intervention to the city, that when you put a really tiny place, it attracts a lot of people, so the city gets more livable in surroundings.
So we came up with another, maybe in our portfolio, another store or function in a city that's connected with street and attracts the location, and it's really nice to see how it works, and it works properly. That it means people are coming to the area and making a city more livable.
It's one of the topics which we are dealing, because we do a lot of this kind of public interiors which are in the city, and then after we finish each of them, we somehow observe it how it works, and many times it really I would say help the city to attract more people, and to get them out of the shopping malls, and to stay in the city, in real streets. Yeah, so this is the evening atmosphere, when people are really queuing, waiting outside to get their food and get their drink. And in this particular project, we work with graphic designers called Nice Guy, which came up with this really strong logo of a fatty face, and they have this story: when you eat langosh, we are fat but we are happy. And the last project which we are going to show you It's a competition which we did recently. It was second round competition. We get to the final from, I would say, 50 submissions, and we ended up on fourth place. And it's a former city baths which are located in Bratislava in the city center next to the river, and formerly they worked as a public baths, but they were closed for, I would say, 20 or 25 years, and nowadays the city is planning to reconstruct them and redevelop them basically, and open them again to the public.
We spend a lot of hours with finding the right functional connections, and also we were discussing a lot about the level of preserving, or how much we can use from the old structure, but somehow we found the right way in letting the building as it is. So
yeah, because basically the building is really nice from the outside, but really messy from the inside, because it had, I would say, 5 or 6 different reconstruction, remodelations, additions, and it was really the floor plan, the former floor plan was really messy, and we spent really a lot of time to think about it, like how to set it up properly. And as well, the program for this location was either the public baths, but as well public library, which should be located in one part. So it was two different how do you call it, different institutions which you somehow have to combine together to not
disturbing each other.
Yeah, to not disturb, but have some sort of connection. So again, this building is located really in a very center, but the surrounding is somehow not really connected to the building. So we came up with this idea of this public square, which is directly connected to cafeteria, which is located on the first floor. So during the summer, you can basically expand the interior for this area, and you can sit outside and use this space as well. And as well, we opened this other courtyard, which was formerly a heating room. We located the main entrance to this building, and created a public square, public space in front of the building, which somehow touches the facade of the other house as well, and activate the shops on the first floor, basically. This is the main entrance, where we basically work with the formal state of the building. We use these arcades which were there, and we somehow made it visible that you can have from the entrance, you can have the connection directly to the public baths already.
Like we try to work with like these arcades, and like connect them in layers, and make it more visible. And with the patio, we try to get more light inside, which is really benefit for the baths. And we also created another exterior pools or baths that for about where mist or like they were
I don't know what you're gonna say.
well, me too.
Yeah, that we somehow try to expand the former swimming pools, because there are like two large swimming pools in the inside the
interior.
building, and we are really in a really dense city center. So somehow to get some sort of exterior is really beneficial for this area. What I also wanted to mention is that from the outside, basically we didn't touch the building, so um, basically you see the building in a former state, which it was before, but all the interventions were done from the inside, and all the newly inserted facades, floors are visible, but somehow they are inspired from the old structure or old facades or these arcades. This is due to the former swimming pools. These are like these hot tubs and cold pools, which are connected to sauna area. This is the main pool, which has a openable roof, which is gonna be reconstructed, so you can during the summer months you can open the roof and have some sort of exterior space here as well. And what was as well really important for us was to work with like this so-called fifth facade, which are the roof terraces, which we somehow get the inspiration for that in Budapest, where we went to see some local baths, and we think it's really I would say not important, but really necessary or really great to use all these terraces for the views, that you can have the views on the roofs, on the surroundings, and some sort of
different experience from the baths at in its base, but also from the city.
So this is the current state, how the buildings look like today, and so we hope that it's going to be reconstructed.
Yeah, we're looking forward.
Very soon, and looking forward. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
And if you want to ask any question, feel free to write us. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.